evening, everyone. The first letter that God used to communicate to the Jewish people was Aleph. As we learn in this week's Torah portion, Vaetchanan, a repetition of the giving of the Torah, and God said, Anochi Hashem Elokecha, I am God, your God, and the first letter was Aleph. Obviously, it's also the first letter of the Alphabet. What is the significance of the Aleph? There's a story of the Alter Rebbe, Rabbi Shner Zalman of the Adi, the first Chabad Rebbe, once asked one of his students to teach his son, and he said, you have a mitzvah to support your family, and I have a mitzvah to teach my son Torah. Let's switch. I will support your family, and you will teach my little son Torah. Now, this chassid was very smart, and he wanted to use this opportunity to gain something. So he asked the Alter Rebbe, how do you really teach? And the Alter Rebbe responded, you begin teaching a little child Aleph. What is an Aleph? An Aleph has a dot on the top, a dot on the bottom, and a line in the middle that connects them. The dot on the top represents the soul. The dot on the bottom represents the body. And they really have no connection because the soul and the body have totally two different interests in life. The soul is godly, the body gravitates towards the physical. What connects them is that line of being God-fearing and doing mitzvot. And then there's another significance of an Aleph. The dot on the top being representing God. And why is God represented by a dot? Because we cannot comprehend God. We only know God's existence represented by a dot. And the dot on the bottom is the Jew. And we are a dot because in order to connect to God, we have to become small. We have to be humble, be subservient to God. So, how does a Jew connect to God? And that is through that line that connects the upper dot and the lower dot, and it forms into an Aleph, and that is when we do mitzvahs. So when a Jew studies Torah and does mitzvot, we connect to God. And we become, from being a dot, a small nothing, we become part of God's Aleph that He used for the Ten Commandments. And that is the significance of the Aleph. We study Torah, we do the mitzvahs, we become one with God and part of God's Aleph. Have a wonderful Shabbat.